just gonna land right over here. Oof. Right. And there's that broken landing gear for you. Hello everyone, Thoranx is here, and welcome back to Outer Wilds, and gosh darn it, I would like to say I know exactly what I'm going to do, but I always tend to feel like I should travel in a million different directions once I get here. No, so I know I need to solve the Ash Twin project. I'm sure that the Black Hole Forge has something to do with that, and the Hanging City I've not been to at all. I've technically not even found the shelter site from Escape Pod 1 on Brittle Hollow, so a little bit to do there. And then, of course, we have to go down to the core of Giant's Deep, which I have seen people in the comments saying, what are you doing? Get your butt down there, you know how to do it. But two things. One, do I really know how to do it? Because I thought I knew how to do it, and then I went down there and got electrocuted. So I was pretty sure that it involved a jellyfish somehow from way long ago, back pretty much at the very beginning of the series, when I went and saw Feldspar's little notes about how they're insulated from electricity. However, A, I don't like Giant's Deep. Feel free to watch my Subnautica series if you need more information on that. And B, when I went to the jellyfish, I very much got electrocuted, and not at all in any way, shape, or form was able to get to the core by trying to use the jellyfish. So this led me to believe, perhaps mistakenly so, as I now believe from what everyone's saying this isn't the case, but I believed, as of the episode prior, that I needed to find a dead jellyfish in order to get down to the core. And I kind of thought that this would be a thing that would happen by letting that one island drop on top of the other island and get smashed, and then, of course, the dead jellyfish would break out of the ice and I would be able to use it. But that just really wasn't the case. As we quickly found out, that island does not drop every time. It doesn't drop every time at all. Ooh, let's not go down. And so that kind of threw my theory out the window. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do, but I do know that try not to wander far from here. Though this area is somewhat unstable, it's safer than any we've found so far. Temporary settlement is finished, but remember to be cautious of falling rocks and dust created by meteor impacts. Right, so this is a little bit of what I want to be looking at. And what do I suppose is over there? Given concerns about our settlement's stability, where should we construct a new, less temporary shelter? We need to stay close to the escape pod so Felix can monitor incoming messages. We can't be rescued if we aren't present to respond. I don't believe anyone is coming to save us, Thatch. Now we must save ourselves. I agree, we're here because the Eye's signal called to us and we followed. If we're to find it, we need to not merely survive, but thrive. This is a wise point, Plume, and eloquently made. If moving to the northern glacier will keep us safer, then that is what we should do. I believe we should migrate to the northern glacier. Building beneath the crust again would shelter us from the volcanic moon's eruptions. What if we use gravity crystals to craft a stable path? Okay. That seems like a good point. However, I'm a little curious about this. Right? I know what that signal means. Right, surface integrity. This knowledge is too dear to lose. Here is everything we can recall about the signal we encountered while aboard the vessel. The signal was older than the universe itself. This is the most significant detail. None of my clan has ever encountered anything like it. How can anything in the universe be older than the universe itself? Imagine what rare and profound knowledge it might offer. We must find this eye of the universe. The signal looked like an eye, round with a circle at the center, much like a pupil. Suppose the signal was looking for something. I don't know how much more time I want to give to this little settlement, and when I want to start traveling on the gravity sealing path. However, we're just going to have to take it in time, because this is, this is where I want to be. Interesting. Look out below! Look out for the gravity hole. For should you slip and lose your grip, then into space you'll go. I mean, it doesn't look like... Look at that. Got a little bit of oxygen back. There's our scout. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for here. The eye called to us, yep, and then that happened. Right, I'm fairly aware of that. I still think we didn't see everything there is to see there, but I'm sure we'll be back at some point. I can't understand, why did the vessel crash in that place? Was the vessel unwell in some way? No, Anona, and I checked before the warp. The warp core navigation systems were both well. We warped to follow that curious signal from the eye of the universe. Where we arrived was wrong. It wasn't where we tried to go. Suppose it wasn't the problem with the vessel, but with our destination. I'm afraid for our friends in Escape Pod 3. Oof. Oh, look out! Oh, we're not reading anything on that panel. Ugh. It would have to be... I don't know because I know that it has already been intimated that the eye is somewhat conscious and deliberate. We can't stay here. We can't stay here at all. Alright, well, let's keep reading some of our messages. The pain of your absence is sharp and haunting, and I would give anything not to know it. Anything but never knowing you at all, which would be worse. I can only hope that you are safe, Geek, wherever you are. I don't... I don't feel like I have fully explored Brittle Hollow nearly as much as some of the other locations. And that's partially because it gets so darn difficult once stuff starts collapsing. And especially now that I know that there's a random order to stuff falling, it's even worse. We can hear the other escape pod's distress signals, which gives me hope. Foley, are you still there? I'm unsure how to survive in this place without you. I'm unsure how to be me without you. Yeah, sections are really coming down over here. This place, very, very unstable. Almost seemingly more unstable than other sections of Brittle Hollow. Ugh, we should take that path while it's still intact. We should. However, comma. Look at this. And is there not? Uh-oh. Well, I mean, you know what? I'd say that's our sign. Let's just depart. If there is more here that we can explore at a later date, we can always do so at a later date. Let's make sure our ceiling path is still connected, and it looks like it is not. Not at all. So, goody for that. We're gonna try anyways, I think. Ugh. A little bizarre. Oop, that one's gonna go straight. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Yeah, so this is where we start to have problems with our passage. Oof. Let's go before this one breaks away. Nope. Ugh. And you know what, though? That just gives us time to try again, actually. There's not a lot wrong with that. Kind of a callous way to look at death, I suppose, but assuming we got everything we needed from the shelter location of the crashed pod, I would say we can head to the Black Hole Forge in Hanging City. I feel like well, gosh darn it, I've been cautioned about coming up with my own theories and such. Even though I'm sure that, yep, old settlement, mural, panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, yeah, exactly. Yep, Dark Bramble ensnared them, and countering a signal. Now, I'm fairly certain that Dark Bramble has got something to do with all this, because it's just such a horrible place, and it's got all this weird, everything existing in multiple locations. Which is like, I don't know. I constructed a temporary settlement, and somehow ruled the universe itself, abandoned the settlement. The Hanging City. Well, that's where I want to go next, then. I am not... Nope, nope. I knew that was going to happen. Landing gears damaged. Okay, let's make sure we're doing what we need to do. Alright. Just gonna land right over here. Oof. Right. And there's that broken landing gear for you. I guess we might as well repair it. Sure. Nope, that one's good, and that one's good. Okay. So this time we'll try to get to where we're going ahead of the collapse of this planet as we know it. Let's kick out the panel door, and okay, yep. Ooh, careful. So they knew this place was unstable when they settled here, and I can't think of a good reason to stay and read any more of that. I want to get to the Hanging City. I'm just going to surmise that we've read the important parts. We can always come back if we feel like we've missed something. But I would like to follow this path to its logical conclusion while it's still in one piece. Because as we saw, trying to leap off of this and right yourself and fight the gravity of a black hole all at once doesn't really work. Look at those things. You know, I've never really looked at the... Is that the... You know, let's stay moving. Let's stay moving. That must be the gravity cannon over there, right? And the observatory's in the other pole. I'm not sure. We just need to travel. All right, and here we are. We made it. Oh, careful, careful. Okay, there we go. Now we're kind of walking through this glacial crevasse. Pretty nifty. A little disorienting. I think that's going to be okay. Okay, ship log updated. Now, if we're embedded in the pole, I think that means we're going to be okay here. I think. No, there's definitely a lot of ways to slip and fall, so let's be careful to not do that. Looks like there's a good bit to read over there. Let's see. Yeah, that's not going to be good at all. Okay. Let's see if we go this way. Is that is the oh yeah, that's the settlement. Okay, that's where we came from. Ghost matter detected nearby. I'm not seeing any. No, there it is. Okay, so we can't path through there. Yeah. So, but I don't see anything here worth looking at. So it's just a gee whiz, a sort of dead end. Now, if we go up, are we going to be able to come back down? It looks like yes. One room. One room worth. Okay. Right. All right. Alright, trees nearby, that's... Oof. No, we're not going that way. Alright. Everything is falling and collapsing, but I feel somewhat safe, maybe? Right. That's where the Ash Twin takes us. Right? This is the Black Hole Forge, or it's at least pseudo-adjacent to it. Hold on. I'll take that scroll. Let's see what the kids had to say first. Explanation of festivals. All the Nomai clans from all over the universe meet in one place to share what they've learned in science and art. It's called the festival. At some festivals, one clan's big discovery can mean all the Nomai get to advance, too. Like Anona's warp core, which made it so everyone can warp long distances and explore more. Each clan has a festival envoy to show their most interesting work. Our envoy was Thatch. A single festival could last a long, long time. We can't go because we're stuck here, but Felix says we used to go too. Don't forget, festivals happen every 10 years. Okay. Formation of this universe. No one knows how this universe was made, but one thing we do know is everything used to be very hot and very dense, tightly packed together. As this early universe expanded, it also cooled down. Once it had cooled down enough, particles were able to group together and form things like galaxies, stars, and planets. Since then, space has continued to expand at a faster and faster rate, which is hard to think about for too long without your brain hurting. This universe will keep getting colder and larger until one day the stars and the life they support will all die. It's scary to think about, even though Kanoi tells me it won't happen in our lifetimes, but it'll happen in someone else's someday. Not a lot of important information here. They've sort of caused us to, I don't want to say waste my time, but I kind of knew that would be a thing, but I wanted to go over here, so let's just follow it over here. This is from the Great Bridge, so this is where you enter if you enter from this large span. What? School District, Meltwater District, Eye Shrine District, Black Hole Forge District. So this is the school district. Okay. That's the current floor we're on, alright? This is the Meltwater District, sure. Black Hole Forge controls. Ah, you don't say. This feels important, but maybe not. Black Hole Forge controls. What did I do? What did I do? Right. So we're gonna need to do that. Yeah. That's important. Okay, so I think we've answered our question here on Brittle Hollow. That we'll need to do that. We'll need to open the door on Giant's Deep. We'll have to get the high energy lab taken care of. There's a lot of things I'm still unsure about. Well, wait. This said it was the Meltwater District. What else is there up here besides that? Oh, there is more over here. There is more. Yep, right over here. Right, so they are melting the water, planting the trees. Very good. The Ash Twin project requires a powerful, highly advanced warp core. How should we obtain it? You don't say different stuff in different... Yeah. How should we obtain it? Why would they give me 3 of these? Yeah, unless there's other scrolls nearby. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Solution 2. We could craft a new advanced warp core inspired by the vessel's warp core. The greatest challenge here, I think, is we don't have the design for such a powerful core or any of the original crafters of the vessel's core. No, but Poke was apprenticed to Anona, who created the original design, and our Black Hole Forge is adept at crafting simpler cores. I believe I can be of use here. The vessel's warp core was created before my time, but Anona explained many of his designs to me. This is the safest path for our clan. It's the safest path, the best one. Our goal is worth the risk. Is it, though? We've tried for so long to find something that I and others now believe might be impossible to find. If the search for the eye is a futile one, we should choose the option with the least potential for harm. Abandoning the vessel's warp core and its casing means losing valuable knowledge. This is true, however, its knowledge we have little hope of recovering. It would be best to relearn, I think. I would very much like to craft such a powerful core. More relevantly, I believe the Black Hole Forge crew and I could recreate the basic design. what was solution 1? Yeah, let me see what the other scroll said, please. Oh, I thought I was like, no, I stepped wrong. It's all over. Writing on the wall here. A rare little hidden tower here. We'll get to the other one here in just a moment. What is this all about? Am I gonna be able to come back down from that? Okay, let's read what we have here, and then we'll make that determination. I feel strange trying to recreate Anona's warp core without him. At times it still feels strange to no longer be his very young apprentice, and for the Black Hole Forge to be in my care and not his. Hypothesis, this will always feel strange. Even though my time with him was short, I miss my old mentor and deeply. To have the chance to try is thrilling, but I don't want to disappoint everyone. I think I can do this, probably, but what if excitement has clouded my assessment of my own abilities? Was I wrong in volunteering to build it? I was born in this star system, and never saw Anona's warp core with my own 3 eyes. I only know what he taught me. What if I've bitten off a larger portion than I can consume? Still, all I can give is my best, and as Anona would say, should my best prove insufficient, then we will find another way to achieve what's needed. I have Clary and Root in the Forge, and I have my clan. I am not alone. Let's see what this said here. Let's see what this said. I'm very curious. Solution 1, we could retrieve the warp core from the vessel. The vessel's warp core is broken. At best, recall those present when the vessel crashed said it sustained lethal injuries. There is no guaranteed reward for this risk. Perhaps we could still repair it. My grandmother told me there was little time to assess the nature or extent of the damage. Well, we know it's pretty broken. Even if it no longer functions, the old core could be a valuable blueprint provided we're able to transport it back here. This would require a return to Dark Bramble Plume. My father said many good Nomai perished there. My mentor, Coleus, and his old mentor once discovered and studied an anglerfish fossil on Ember Twin. Using that knowledge, we could avoid the anglerfish entirely. What Mellorai and I learned from that fossil would theoretically help us evade the anglerfish, but our hypothesis was never tested on a live specimen. I remember that anglerfish fossil. We used to play in Fossil Fish Cave when we were children. This is interesting to say the least, because it implies that I'm going to have to go and get the warp core and bring it here and put it in the Black Hole Forge. The problem, as I see it, is that I felt like I had to abandon my ship to get that far in, and of course, abandoning your ship in Dark Bramble is kind of a one-way trip, which means we'd have to find a way to keep our ship as we went to the vessel to retrieve the warp core. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's see where this takes me. I'm prepared if this is one way. Alas, it is not. Interesting. And where might this... Oh! Right here, all along, has been an entrance down into the... Okay, well now that I have learned this... Okay, I'm using the position of the interloper sort of as a timer. Now that I've learned that I can easily get down here this way, this will indeed make things much easier. As we can bypass a lot of the preamble. And then let's see, if I just simply boost my way over here, we can go to the next floor. the Eye Shrine District. Okay. I feel like the Eye Shrine District, similarly to the one on Ember Twin, is going to be a lot of GWiz information and nothing really helpful or concrete. I could be wrong, but that is how it feels. Oh, can I make that jump? Is this a thing that I'm going to be able to... Oh, hold on. There we go. Even still, GWiz or not, I would very much like to see what's happening. Is this? Yeah, I don't think I necessarily want to go down there. I think instead, maybe, well, we have surface integrity 100%. That's, I don't think the polar cap here really gets disrupted, does it? Maybe. Oh, it must. Maybe. I don't know. Let's. This way will take you up, and that is the Eye Shrine over here. So, let's look for a fuel tank nearby. I don't think there is one, but we'll just keep an eye out. Okay, we have a couple of things going on here. Let's start with this one. Be welcomed in this place. The shrine is a space to reflect on what brought us to this star system, the signal from the eye. We observed the eye's signal in our travels and followed it here to find its source. And what we know is this. The source of the signal, which we have chosen to call the eye of the universe, is older than the universe itself. The rest we've yet to learn. Enter and open your mind to its possibilities. What is the eye's signal? Suppose the eye wishes to communicate. The signal is the eye's voice. It speaks a language we don't yet know. Or maybe the signal is the eye's attempt at expressing itself. The signal is a call. Were we the intended audience? Of note from the signal, we were able to determine the eye's approximate age, or perhaps its lack of age. How can the eye be older than the universe itself? Suppose it's a relic from a previous universe. The early universe was unimaginably hot and dense. If anything existed before, it would have been destroyed. Suppose the universe is older than previously assumed. What is the eye of the universe? Suppose it's a more advanced being. The eye is older than this universe, so imagine how much it could teach us. The eye is the source of the signal that brought us here. Perhaps it's a cosmic library. Lot of speculation, sort of GWiz? A little bit. It's definitely not giving me a lot to work with beyond just it's old and the possibilities abound and everyone's super excited to rush to see it to their doom. Yeah. I no longer believe as I did as a child on Ember Twin that the eye of the universe wishes to harm us, but it may not want to be found either. In fact, the eye may not have wishes at all. We have no evidence supporting this. The terrible circumstances of our arrival here were almost certainly exactly that, circumstance. I suspect imagining we are special to the eye in some way is wishful thinking. The eye might have called out to any sentient species. Or it might not have been calling out at all, and that my ancestors heard the eye's signal holds no great deep meaning. This wouldn't be so bad, I think. That's Solanum. That was Solanum. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see that. I see it there. I almost didn't see it. Oh, but I saw it. Yes, I did. Here we go. Cassava. I imagine I've been hard on Poke. Again, this in turn means I've made things difficult for her sister, Clary. If Poke and I are oil and water, Clary is our emulsifier. She certainly makes us a better team than would mixing through shaking, although sometimes I'd like to shake Poke. Jokes aside, suppose my own fear of never finding the eye prompted my argument with Poke. That would be immature of me. I should apologize, at least to Clary, who could then tell Poke. It's fairly obvious to me that this black hole forge is of very significant importance. Hold on. No. So there's seemingly no way to get there. Both of these towers are crushed. So this one, let's see what this one does. This one goes this way, and that is blocked off. Yeah. So the only way to get to the black hole forge is via the warp tower on Ash Twin. Okay. So we've pretty much at this point, I believe, explored what there is to see on Brittle Hollow. I don't think there's much more to gain here. Even if there is something yet unexplored, I can't imagine it being that significant. I'm fairly certain that I know most of what I need to do. Not everything. Not yet. We still have to address Giant's Deep. But what would be the purpose of going to Giant's Deep? I suppose we won't know until we go down to the core and see what the probe monitoring module has found. Okay, heads up. I think it's okay, we're using our O2. As long as we get to our ship, it won't matter. But it's about to not matter here in a second anyways, because the star is looking mighty red, and the interloper has already collided into it. Yeah, that sound means it's about to be over. I can't get enough upward momentum here. There we go. I don't think it's going to matter. 60 seconds of oxygen remaining. Look, our ship managed to stay on secure ground. It's not... It's not anything we can like mess with, yeah. But we can just watch. Yeah. still really think the interloper's got something to do with it. I don't know how, because it's everywhere else, but that makes me almost want to sit in the core of the interloper once it goes into the sun and see what happens. But no. We need to figure out what the Ash Twin project really is. I think we're gonna have to go to Giant's Deep too. Ugh. I don't think we're gonna have any time for that though in this episode. That'll have to be next time. Until then, take care.